Today we are going to take a look at balanced Druid build that focuses on strong AoE pressure while still giving you the flexibility to adapt to different situations. The unique thing about this build is that it gives you so many impactful cooldowns that even after trading them one by one, you still have more cards left to play. First, for secondary stats, I sacrifice a bit of versatility and split my investment between haste and mastery. The main reason for stacking haste is that this build revolves around constantly applying and refreshing spells like Moonfire and Sunfire. Lowering your global cooldown lets you keep that pressure up much more efficiently. Haste also increases the number of dot ticks over time, which is a nice bonus since a large portion of this build's damage comes from your damage over time effects. As for mastery, it increases both your nature and arcane damage, which makes it incredibly valuable for balanced druids. That's because abilities like Starfall, Star Surge, and Fury of Velun deal astral damage, and astral damage is a combination of both nature and arcane. As a result, mastery ends up scaling a huge portion of your damage exceptionally well. Since this build is designed to be a ranged AoE damage dealer in Battlegrounds, I'm willing to sacrifice some versatility in exchange for more offensive power by investing heavily into haste and mastery. For reference, my current stats are 15% haste, 27% mastery, and 16% versatility. These stats will get pumped up to 66% haste thanks to the talents like Starlord and Cenarius Might. For gear, I went with the 4-piece tier set. Personally, I think the 4-piece bonus is absolutely worth it. Not only does it provide a nice increase to your baseline damage, but more importantly, it helps generate astral power, which is the core resource that drives the entire balanced druid playstyle. The more astral power you generate, the more often you can cast abilities like Star Surge and Starfall. So the set bonus ends up increasing both your damage and your overall rotation efficiency. For the hero talent, I go with the Keeper of the Grove. There are several reasons for that. First of all, this build enters Eclipse very frequently, and every time you do, the Summon Dryad provides not only solid damage, but also a significant amount of astral power generation. Another big reason is expansiveness. This talent increases your maximum astral power by 20. When you combine that with the balanced druid talent, Astral Communion, your astral power cap goes all the way up to 140. That extra resource pool makes a huge difference. It lets you bank much more astral power and spam Starfall or Star Surge far more comfortably during your burst windows without worrying about overcapping. If you look at the balanced druid talents, there are a few key ones that really make this build work. First, Meteor Storm upgrades Starfall, arguably the strongest AoE spell in WoW, by making it deal its damage much more quickly. But the majority of your damage doesn't come from Starfall itself. It comes from Sunfire and Moonfire. Those two dots do an enormous amount of the heavy lifting throughout the game. That's why talents like Cosmic Rapidity and Celestial Fire are so important. They significantly strengthen your dots, and once you have picked them up, the core of this build is basically complete. The playstyle is actually pretty simple. Your main goal is to keep Sunfire and Moonfire active on as many enemies as possible, while maintaining those dots. Weave in Starfall and Star Surge whenever you have the astral power to spend. From there, keep cycling into Eclipse by using 2 charges of Eclipse and Incarnation as often as possible. That lets you maintain high uptime on your Eclipse buffs while constantly fighting alongside your summoned Dryads. The rotation itself is fairly straightforward. What really separates good balanced druids is knowing how to adapt to the situation. Most of the time, you will be acting as a range AoE artillery piece, constantly spreading pressure across multiple targets. But when the situation calls for it, you need to switch gears, using stealth to reposition, your exceptional mobility to rotate quickly, and bear form to survive when you are being focused. So don't get too caught up trying to play a perfect rotation. Focus on reading the battlefield and changing your role whenever your team needs it. Let's jump into the battleground. This is a 2200 MMR Blitz match. The first thing I noticed at the start was that we were already in a rough spot. The enemy team has a Preservation Evoker, who's widely considered the best flag carrier in the current meta. On our side though, we don't really have anyone that's well suited to carry the flag. So on paper, the matchup doesn't look great. It's a bit of an uphill battle. but let's see what we can do. The enemy evoker just ignored us and went straight for the flag, and unfortunately, we didn't have anyone who could really slow them down or stop the pickup. All we could do was hope our priest could keep up as our flag carrier, but unfortunately, priests just aren't highly mobile healers, so they ended up falling behind almost immediately. The enemy evoker is already leaving our base with the flag, while our priest hasn't even picked up the flag yet, which is a big problem. The worst part is that we don't really have any reliable way to slow the evoker down, so once he gets moving, it's extremely difficult to stop them. So instead of chasing their flag carrier, I decided to stay back and protect ours. Realistically, there was no way I was going to kill a healer flag carrier by myself, so chasing the evoker would have been a waste of time. Oh, we got the flag, but she's gonna be okay. The problem is, can we kill this preservation evoker? This time, our Restoration Shaman picked up the flag. From the way they are playing, it looks like the enemy's plan is to have the Druid carry the flag first and then hand it off to the Preservation Evoker later. I ended up helping our flag carrier first, not because that was my preferred play, but because there was really no realistic way to catch the evoker at this time. We're gonna need to help this flag carrier now. Killing evoker is next. But unfortunately, our flag carrier went down in the tunnel before we could stabilize, and the enemy ended up scoring the first capture. Dude. I'm gonna have to ninja this flag here. He's gonna drop it too. Evokers are incredibly tanky, insanely fast, and even immune to crowd control in key situations. Honestly, it's pretty a ridiculous class.
Just can't keep up. So the Evoker.
The Evoker finally got caught in a massive focus fire with Solar Beam and the Warrior's Spear of Bastion, and everything else being thrown at him all at once. That was the opening we have been waiting for. The enemy mage picked up the flag, so the capture was delayed for the moment. But that's perfectly fine. Even though they still have the flag, the situation is very much in our favor now.
Hopefully we can kill it before it is handed over to the Evoker here. Please.
Their flag carrier went down, but our flag carrier got caught up trying to escape and missed the timing to return the flag. That was a really unfortunate moment. As a flag carrier, when your offense creates an opportunity like that, you have to convert it into a score.
Disarm.
Our priest was not only slow, but also getting chased constantly. I decided it was better for me to become the flag carrier instead.
It seems like I have to carry it. The priest will not have enough time. Can't even stand the damage from a single DPS.
As I mentioned earlier, this build isn't really designed for carrying the flag because I'm running a low versatility setup. But at this point, we didn't really have another choice.
Somebody help me. Somebody help me.
At this point, I already used most of my major cooldowns, so without help from my healer, I was basically a dead man walking.
Kill the dragon. Oops. I'm dead here.
Our healers committed everything to keeping me alive. They threw every major cooldown and every heal they had onto me, and that's what kept me standing.
I'm just gonna have to trust that they're going to kill that Evoker. I can't hold this for too long.
The good news at this point was that we successfully held off enemy's first push, and meanwhile our offense had finally reached their flag carrier, so overall the situation was starting to swing in our favor.
Please kill him.
That said, I was still just a DPS, not a tank, not a healer. So even getting pressured by a single enemy DPS could have me put in a serious danger.
Please kill him. Jesus Christ.